Hey guys! In modern times, questions about the value of humanity are being deeply pondered. Particularly the legalization of abortion and euthanasia in parts of the world has raised questions over how valuable humanity really is, and at what point embryos are considered legitimate human beings. Most conflicts essentially condense down to an attempt to address two basic questions. What is so special about human life? And when does human life begin? Human life is special because God assigns superior value to it, creating humans in His image and as unique from other life. The life of a human being begins at the moment of conception, as confirmed by secular and Christian sources. Firstly, what is so special about human life? The primary difference between humanity and other life is that humans were made in the image of God. Genesis 1:26-27. Humans reflect His attributes, and they are capable of personal will, ethics and morals, emotion, free choice, logical reasoning, and deliberation before action. Humans were also created for a relationship with God. According to the Ministry International Journal for Clergy, quote, "Life is sacred not only because it is an indispensable condition for communion with God, but also because to fellowship with Him is life's ultimate purpose." End quote, 1991. Humans are the only creatures that can understand Scripture, willfully do right or wrong, and accept or decline salvation. Humanity is also very unique. Of all earthly life, only humans possess immortal souls and are capable of emotion, morals and ethics, creativity, and free choice. Humans also are the only creatures that God physically, intimately created with His own hands instead of simply speaking them into existence. Life is a gift from God, and as such, it is special. God places intrinsic value in human life above all other earthly life. Secondly, when does human life begin? Christianity and science agree that human life begins at the moment of conception, which is the time at which a sperm cell and an egg cell fuse to create a unit called a zygote. To quote the article, "The Value and Dignity of Human Life," quote, "The Bible teaches that a fetus within a womb is a living human being bearing the image of God." In Psalm 139, verse 13, David speaks of how God formed his inward parts while he was in his mother's womb. This text clearly teaches that God forms a new person before birth, not during or after birth. Furthermore, David speaks of himself being conceived as a sinner. Psalm 51, verse 5. Since only human beings can have moral responsibility, full personhood must, according to the Bible, begin at conception. End quote. Science distinguishes different types of cells by their different behaviors and compositions. To understand this science, I must first define the word organism. Quote, 1. A complex structure of interdependent and subordinate elements whose relations and properties are largely determined by their function in the whole, and 2. An individual constituted to carry on the activities of life by means of organs, separate in function but mutually dependent, a living being. End quote. Kondik 2014. Human beings qualify as organisms. Zygotes also qualify as organisms because they perform interactions and biological developments that regular cells are incapable of. Therefore, zygotes must qualify as human beings. This proves the point that human life begins when the zygote is formed through conception. This conclusion is supported by both scientific and religious sources, and is accepted as universal and objective. In conclusion, this poster answers both questions mentioned at the beginning of the presentation. Why is human life so special? Human life is special because of its uniqueness and because of the value God places on it. And when does human life begin? Human life begins at the moment of conception, when the zygote is formed. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching.